I'm Michael Harvey, the Registrar of Lobbyists for British Columbia. I want to share with you some highlights from our 2025-26 Annual Report and Service Plan. The report underscores the importance of our office's approach to transparency in lobbying and our commitment to making sure lobbyists in BC understand the rules and can meet their obligations with confidence. It also underscores the importance of making compliance with the Lobbyist Transparency Act straightforward for lobbyists across the province. Lobbying is an important, legitimate part of our democracy if it is transparent. It is one way that public officers learn about the wants and needs of our society. Every lobbying activity filed with our publicly accessible registry advances transparency. It gives us a clearer picture of who is trying to influence government, and it builds trust between public institutions and the people they serve. We are committed to continuing to both raise awareness among those who have obligations under the LTA and to making compliance as simple as possible. This past year, we saw a 30% increase in the number of lobbying activity reports in the Lobbyist Registry from the past year. To give you a sense of the volume of this information, that's almost 8,500 lobbying activity reports last year alone. We also saw registrations grow as consultant lobbyist registrations rose by 17%, and the number of active consultant lobbyists increased by 13%. Yet even while we are seeing significantly greater activity in the registry, the accuracy of the information is improving. The ORL conducted almost 1,200 verifications of potential errors in the registry, down 20% from the previous year. 480 of those required corrections, a 36% decrease from the previous year. We issued 4 determination decisions, or findings of non-compliance. 8 additional files were resolved through a compliance pilot introduced in 2025 to address contraventions through education rather than penalty. I further emphasized the ORL's commitment to straightforward compliance with the Act was through my recommendations to the Special Committee of the Legislature, which conducted the first statutory review of the LTA in December 2025. I made 5 recommendations to the committee. 2 aimed at enhancing transparency, including requiring disclosure by board members of interest in lobbying activity and specifying the type of communication used with lobbying. And 3 aimed at making the Act easier to understand and administer. The latter included clarifying the definition of provincial entity, giving the registrar authority to issue advisory opinions and interpretive bulletins, and ensuring in law that the registrar is consulted before LTA amendments are introduced. We have one of the strongest lobbying transparency laws in the world, and we have the opportunity to make it stronger both at the legislative level, through the recommendations I put forward, and on the ground by helping every lobbyist understand and meet their obligations with confidence. It is my belief that by raising awareness of the Act, leading with education, and keeping the focus on simplicity, we will best serve lobbyists, public officials, and citizens alike. I encourage you to read the full report by visiting our website at www.lobbyistregistrar.bc.ca.